Good morning, this is Guido Pelagos, and this time it's a video with some sound underneath because I wanted to show you a new watch that will be coming out in February, and it's actually quite an interesting little thing. You might have known that the Steinharts have been quite popular the last year, which is, excuse me, which is a German watch made in Switzerland with a Swiss movement. Now, they have quite a lot of different designs, right? The OVM and the GMT, and they're all kind of homages to Rolexes and other famous old watches. Now, they have their own style as well. But there was one Steinhart I really enjoyed looking at, and that was the Arctic Ocean and the Arctic Ocean 2. Now, there was nowhere where I could find this watch, so I was looking, how on earth is it like this that I cannot find this watch? So I went online looking for it, and I found out, as far as if I'm right, that there were only 100 made of that Steinhart, the Arctic one, and there were only 30 made of the Steinhart Arctic Ocean 2. Now, that's not a huge amount for a watchmaker. You're not going to make any money on that. Certainly not when the watches are 400, 500 euros. So I was really curious about what was going on. And I looked further, and then I saw it said Steinhart by Aramar. And I never heard of Aramar, so I typed in Aramar on Google. And actually, I came across a Dutch watch company that started last November, so just 2 months ago. And they're having the first pre-order now and having the watches in February 2015. Now, these guys actually make quite a nice watch. What happened, I don't know details, but Aramar designed a few watches for Steinhart. They got into an argument. They waited for the Aramar watch to be sold by Steinhart. Steinhart didn't do it. Then in the end decided, well, let's agree to disagree and go our own way. Not sure exactly went this way, but it doesn't really matter because Aramar and Steinhart, Aramar used to be an official dealer for Steinhart, right? And now they have designed their own watches. They're going to sell those. But these watches are made in the same factory as where the Steinharts are made. Somewhere in Switzerland, the Grenova factory or whatever. So both of these watches are made in Switzerland, so they're probably going to be the same quality because they're made in the same factory. But the Aramar Arctic Marine, which is the one that is possible to be pre-ordered now, is only 250 euros, 249 euros. And if you buy it outside of the EU, you pay $259. Come on, guys, $259. I'll tell you what you get for it. It's really interesting. You get the Aramar Arctic Marine. It's got a Miyota 9015 automatic movement with a 28,800 beat per hour, 24 joules. Now, considering the Steinhart, for example, because I'll be comparing these two in this review, Steinhart has a ETA 2824 automatic movement with 25 joules. Well, that 1 joule, you're not going to miss that, trust me. It's just the way they put the gears together. And the Miyota 9000 series was especially designed to replace the ETA when the whole ETA story began, when ETA said we're not going to sell separate parts anymore to separate dealers and stuff. Still, ETA has the name, although it is the most produced Swiss movement ever, as far as I know. So it's not very exclusive. I mean, I got a Tudor Pelagos. It's got an ETA 2824, and that's a very expensive watch for the movement that's inside it. The Miyota 9000 series, the Miyota 9015, is actually the Japanese answer to the ETA 2824. It is the same quality. It's the same sturdiness. Of course, it's not Swiss, but, you know, when you're talking under $1,000 watch, you shouldn't go Swiss. If you shouldn't focus only on solely on Swiss. If you buy a watch from $200 to $1,000, just consider everything. Consider quartz as well. I mean, if you really want to go Swiss, then you got to go for 5,000 euros. You know, fuck. Don't bother trying to find an ETA movement in a $400 watch. It doesn't really matter. So anyway, this Aramar watch, it has of course, a date without the Cyclops date, which was on the Arctic Ocean. And I'm no fan of a Cyclops date. I think it ruins the dial. It's like a drop of glue on the sapphire crystal. I think it's hideous. So I'm very glad I took off the blob of a Cyclops date. The case is 316 stainless steel, as is the back. But the back case is screwed on. It also has the Aramar logo. It's a 42 millimeter watch, so it's actually spot on the modern times. The height is 13 millimeters, so it's not very high. 200 grams. The crown is also a screw down crown with the logo on it. Now, some technical things. The dial is blue Pantone 282C. The bezel is stainless steel with an blue aluminium inlay, Pantone 282C. The indices are Superlume Vintage Beige color Pantone 4675C. Well, I don't know what that is. I don't expect too much from the lume. It's also a Vantage Superlume Beige color. So, I'm not buying this watch for the lume. It is green, by the way, in the dark. Lug weight is 22 millimeters. The watch itself is water resistant to 500 meters. So apart from the snowflake hands, also the depth is the same as the Pelagos. And 500 meter water resistant, that has to really be a sturdy watch to get that done, because it's a 250 euro watch with a 500 meter water resistance. Now, the difference in price, I would say, I see the strap and the buckle also are 316L stainless steel, so that's quite good. But, the difference between a Steinhart with a 300 meter and an ETA, or a Aramar 500 meter and a Miyota, I had this discussion on Facebook. It all depends what you want. If you want to have an ETA, you can't see that. It doesn't have an open case back. It also goes 28,800. So if you tell somebody there's an ETA in there, they'll believe you because you cannot see it. So it's definitely BS to not choose for the Miyota. I think Aramar did a very wise choice to put the Miyota in. And of course, you can see by the enthusiasm I'm telling here is that I bought it myself. I wasn't planning to buy a watch. I actually wanted to buy the Citizen Grand Touring Sport, the new one, the blue one that looked like a love baby between a Seamaster and a Nautilus. I love that watch. It's really nice, but I think I'm the only one in my surroundings, because I showed it to some people and they said, "What? That Citizen is the most ugliest watch I've ever seen." And I've already wanted to buy Steinhart, because, too many people, also in the M7, yeah, they still exist, the M7. But, so the Steinharts were very popular, and I wanted to buy Steinhart, but I thought they were a bit pricey, $500-600. It was a bit pricey, and but I wanted to buy one anyway. I was just saving up, and then this came along, this Aramar watch. And I was sold. I think the Tudor hands, and the whole dial, it's kind of Tudor homage. It's actually a homage. If you go to Google, I'll try and include a picture here. It's a homage to the mini sub 200 meters by Tudor from, I think it's the 70s. Has a lot in common with that one, and I think it's just a beautiful watch. You can pre-order it now at aramar.nl, Aramar. I actually had a brief contact with this company, and they were quite happy for someone to give a little bit of word to this watch, and I'll be more than happy to do that, because this is actually quite an interesting watch. And yeah, sure, it's got the Miyota instead of the ETA, but really do not mind that, because it's very, very sturdy. movement. I'll put the blog to watch link underneath this video. Just going over Facebook, if I see some extra questions concerning this watch. Just a few people saying, oh yeah, I just ordered mine. Well, it's a bit of a gamble to endorse a watch that I haven't seen yet, but these guys have been in contact with Steinhart, and the watch is made in the same factory. As is Andy Hunter, even an old rat, and I can't say who that is. I don't want to say who that is. And even Tom GXX100, who had less of an experience with it, but the majority of the people I know who bought a Steinhart were very, very enthusiastic. And I'm Dutch, and getting a Dutch watch is quite unique. There are Dutch watchmakers, but those are all like 14, 15, or 2 to 50, 60,000 euros with tourbillons and moon phases and all moon, how do you say, the whole star system, the whole galaxy, and those are so expensive. And the Dutch have a very long history in watchmaking. Together with the French, they used to be the watchmakers in the world in the 16th and 17th century. And when the pocket watches come, they let it slip away a little bit, I think, because still some of the most beautiful clocks in the world are Dutch. And so for 250 euros, as a Dutchman buying a Dutch watch that I know is probably very good quality, was a no-brainer for me. So I put it on Facebook. See some other people are ordering it as well. And I'm actually at the moment, I'm having some correspondence with the directors, the CEOs of Aramar watches. And who knows, I might go there, do an interview for the channel and for Aramar. And who knows where this all might lead. I'm very happy that this watch is coming on the market. I think if you want to have a look at it or want to order one, not being biased, I think you should hurry, because this watch is going to go like hot cookies. This is going to go like, this they won't have many left in a few weeks. When this gets a bit of attention for the price and the quality what you get, it is absolutely bargain, and I think a lot of people will be looking for it in a few years. Like, probably a lot of people are looking for the Steinhart's Arctic Oceans. Those are going to be money. Bet those are going to be money. Especially if Aramar takes off, that combination of the two. But then again, guys, I'm not going to make it too long, but have a look. It's absolutely a great watch. You can get it in black and in blue. It is very cheap, in my opinion. It's a bargain for what you get. It's a quality watch. And they had some trouble with the Arctic Ocean, by the way. Supposedly the rotor on the backside was too light, so it didn't wound all the way the power reserve. I bet they have changed that in this watch. They learned from their mistake with Steinhart. So there's nothing to lose. Have a look at aramar.nl and decide for yourself if you like it or not. Just don't dislike this video because we're talking about Steinhart. If you don't like it, you shouldn't have watched it. And if you're smart, and if you're beyond the luxury snobbiness, you might find this a very, very interesting little timepiece. Ciao.